Hey everyone, Alex here from Japanese Masters, and today we're going to go over Minna no Nihongo Lesson 3, Part 1, that is Koko, Soko, Asoko, Kochira, Sochira, and Achira. Okay, let's go and dive right on into this. Okay, as you can see here, we have our different grammar structures, Koko, Soko, Asoko, Kochira, Sochira, and Achira. And let's start by translating this into English. What does this mean in English? Well, in English, that is the equivalent to here, there, and over there. Now, you might be asking, what is the difference between Koko and Kochira and so on? Let's go ahead and break this down, and we'll cover the difference between these two. Okay, so breaking these down. So first, we have Koko and Kochira. Koko is here, as in it's located very close to you. It is close to the speaker, or if there are two people very close to each other, it's just the general area around where the conversation is happening. Now, Kochira, it means in this direction, and it's a more polite version of Koko. You'll see it in one of the examples, but in general, if you're like introducing someone or need to speak about someone specifically, you wouldn't say like kore wa and then someone's name. Like, this is someone. That's too direct in Japanese. It can actually be perceived as impolite. So instead, you would say kochira wa, like, in this direction we have whoever the name is. So instead of directly deferring to the person by saying this is or that is, you can say in that direction we have, basically. I know it's a little bit weird because we don't do anything like that in English, but in Japanese it's a way to be more polite. Because in Japanese, saying things directly generally means it's more impolite or more plain. And then doing general, vague kind of things in Japanese is actually usually considered more polite. Okay, then we have Soko and Sochira. Soko is like there, and that is close to the listener if the listener and the speaker are, a little bit distance apart. However, if the listener and the speaker are together, then Soko is more like it's not right around where the conversation is happening. It's a little bit ways away. And then Sochira means in that direction, and it's the same as Kochira. It's just used in a more polite way. And then finally, we have Asoko and Achira. Asoko means over there. So if it was a speaker and a listener and they're a little bit ways apart, then it would mean something that's close to neither of them. If the two are really close together, then it's further away than Soko. So it's like really far away. So maybe like a mountain in the distance or something way down the road. And then yet again, Achira is like Sochira and Kochira. It means in that direction over there, and it's just the polite version of Asoko. Okay, let's go ahead and go through a couple of examples. The first example we have is the supermarket is over there. Supa wa asoko desu. Now, let's go ahead and break this down. First, we have our supa, which is a loan word from English. It's just the word supermarket in Japanese shortened to supa. And that's why it's in katakana, because it is a loan word. Next, we have our wa and des, which of course is our copula structure that basically forms the is in the sentence. And then we have asoko, which is over there, far away. So this would be like if two people were talking next to each other, you're asking someone where the supermarket is, and they're like, oh, it's way over there, like it's down the street. So they would say, it's asoko desu. Usually they might be pointing when they're doing this, so they'd be pointing and saying like asoko. Because it is rather far away, so you need to, give them a direction. But other than that, this sentence is very simple. It's just, the supermarket is over there. Over there being a longer distance away. Okay, let's go and move on to the next example. The next example is, this is Mr. Tanaka. Kochira wa Tanaka-san desu. Now, this is what I was talking about before. If you notice, I don't put kore here. I put kochira. Now, you might be saying, why wouldn't you use koko? Because koko is still kind of direct, and it actually makes no sense in this sentence. You either use kore or you use kochira. Because you're either referring to this right here or you're referring to in this direction. If you were to use koko, it would mean like here. Here is Mr. Tanaka, and that just sounds kind of weird, and just in general in Japanese that grammar structure doesn't really work. So this doesn't really replace koko in the situation. This replaces kore in the situation. And if you haven't noticed already, kore, koko, and kochira all have the ko sound, and then the soko and asoko also match their sore and sochira and so on. So in general, you can use that first hiragana character to determine what location something is happening in. Okay, To break this down, like I said, we have kolchira. Kolchira means in this direction. Then we have our wa des structure again, and then we have Tanaka-san. So I'll translate it one more time. That is saying, in this direction, we have Mr. Tanaka. And of course, we have our polite suffix for a name. So if you're going to be using kolchira, you're not just going to say Tanaka, because that's not going to be polite. So you add the san at the end. Okay, let's go and move on to the last sentence. The last sentence is, the bath is over there. Ofuro wa achira desu. Now, this one I decided one more time to use the more polite version because I've actually heard the polite version a lot while I was in Japan. For this situation right here, I was kind of thinking like someone is showing you around the house and they're saying things very politely like the kitchen is over there, this is the living room, the bathroom is over there. The ofuro, this is more like the bathroom, and when I say bathroom, I don't mean the English equivalent, which means, toilet and a bath. I mean the actual bathroom, because if you don't know, in Japan, in most houses, not all houses, but in most houses, the toilet and the bathroom are separated because the toilet area is supposed to be very dirty, while the bathroom is supposed to be very clean. The actual bathroom where you have a bath. Also in Japan, most bathrooms are usually the entire room can get wet, so you get into the room and you can spray water all over the room and it doesn't hurt the room. It's usually like almost a case of the porcelain or whatever they're using to protect the walls. But in America, we know that we usually have a shower or something that's like a very small area in the actual bathroom, like the actual toilet and bathroom that we use. So in Japan, they're usually separated, so there's actually a separate room. There's a separate room and usually a separate word. So ofuro is one of the words you can use to symbolize the bathroom, the actual room where you take a bath. Ofuro literally means bath. And if you remember from lesson 2, we have our o, which is the more polite way to say furo. This is just one of those words where o is usually added before it. It doesn't have to be, but in most situations, Japanese people do add it before it. And then, of course, we have our sochira. So if you're being polite and you're like, guiding guests through your house, you can be more polite by saying sochira instead of just soko. So this is one of the situations where sochira will actually replace soko instead of it replacing like sore or kore. However, in this situation, it could also replace sore because both kind of work interchangeably in this situation. But yeah, so in this sentence, it's basically saying, like you'd be saying, the bath is over there. The bathroom is over there. And of course, we have our wa and des structure again. Well, that is the end of today's lesson. I hope it makes sense. In general, just know that you have your koko, soko, and asoko, and their more polite versions are kolchira, sochira, and achira. In general, just know that koko, soko, and asoko means here, there, and way over there. Okay, that is the end of today's lesson. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer them. If you have any criticisms, also put that in the comments below. I'd be happy to address them. Until next time, keep studying Japanese. All right, everyone. See ya.